Listen, listen, listen. When you hear that bell, click follow on What the Story Say page on Facebook. Go to YouTube, subscribe. Tell your Matty, tell your friend, tell everybody to subscribe. Hello and welcome once again. I'm Dr. Pauline Baird, cultural bearer from the village of Buxton, Guyana. I tell the stories about my village. I talk about our family histories, our whispered stories, our practiced, forgotten, and sometimes long forgotten traditions. Today, I want to bring you another story so that we can learn more about my village, Buxton. And actually, I enjoy telling these stories so that our young ones can hear. So, today I'm going to bring you a couple of words and a story. Loud talk story. And what the story say? Well, in the village, just like in Guyana and many places around the world, people just say cuss words. And one of the most common cuss word is the word ras. R-A-S-S. If somebody wants to cuss you, they say, carry your ras. Good. Now, how did this word come about? This is a linguistic phenomenon. Now, they take the final letter of your and add it to the first letter or sound of as. Those are called phones. So when we take off the R and we add it to the A, it goes yoras. If you say it fast, yoras. Your ass, ras. And then they truncate it and it becomes ras. Ras. So that's a whole lot of assimilation and connection and all kinds of linguistic things in there. So that's not my job today, but I'm just giving you a hint. Now, that's one word they use. But the word I really want to talk about today is the word scraven. It operates just like your ass. So let us say we have the English word craven. And in Guyanese and Creole lexicon is the word scraven. It is not in the English dictionary. In the English dictionary, there's the word craven. That means when you're depraved and you're really desirous of something. Check it out in the dictionary. You know, wild and crazy in terms of your greed, okay? But in the Creole dictionary, scraven has a similar meaning and it's associated with greed, especially if you're eating like there is no tomorrow. You say, you see the buy? It proper scraven, stingy. It has greed and stinginess in its connotations. Well, scraven comes about. He is craven. He's craven. She is craven. She's craven. Scraven. Scraven. That's how we get the word scraven, according to me. All right. So let me talk this story. Long time ago, in a faraway land, they were experiencing a famine. Everybody was hungry. Food got short. They were hustling, trying to find food, eating roots and everything. And in that land lived a man called Kwaku Anansi. Kwaku Anansi was suffering like everybody else. He didn't know what to do. And everybody had this system of trying to find food and helping each other out. But there were some other creatures in this land who were not experiencing this problem the same way. They were the birds. The birds were not experiencing. Everybody else was grunting, but the birds. Because you see, the birds had a special feature that allowed them to overcome in the time of famine. They could fly. So the birds flew away every day to a faraway island that had plenty. You know, plenty. You know, like when people live in the country and in poor country, they just migrate and go to another person's island or another person's country. Well, it's like so. So the birds used to go to this other island and it was called Cherry Island or Bird Cherry Island. So they would go and come back with long tails, cherry fat, cherries big, abundance of cherries. You can eat till your belly busts. You can eat till your stomach overflow. You can eat till you're gainst. That's how they used to tell the story. And then they used to come back with evidence. You see the beak? They got stripes coming down the beak where the juice fall. And the people in the farming land used to envy it. And they used to talk about this. They used to say, you see, me, if I get a chance and I can go away from here, I gonna go and I gonna make good and I gonna eat plenty and I gonna send for me family and so on. They used to dream about it, but they could not fly. Well, Kwaku Anansi listened to this story and he thought, I can't fly, but I gotta find a way to get to Bird Cherry Island. So as you know, he decided to come up with a plan. He went and he asked the birds, y'all could carry me over to Bird Cherry Island. They say, how? How about this Kwaku? How we gonna carry you over? You can't fly. And that was true. So after much thinking, he decided that he's gonna get one feather from every bird. So he began to go around to ask for feathers. He asked for feathers, he steal feathers, we don't know. But he got these feathers. He get feather from blue saki, feather from kiskadee, from the guard bird, from the carrying crow, from the guinea bird, turkey, fowl, sesame, chicken, everything, sense fowl, everything. He got the feathers and he decided he gonna make a suit. So he sit down and he make his suit. He make this feather suit because he go follow the birds. Well, how you get up in the air? Well, Kwaku Anansi, if I know anything but he's very ingenious, he's very smart. And they say that Kwaku Anansi decided he's going to do the trial run up in a coconut tree. He climbed up the coconut tree. Well, I am imagining how he climbed up this coconut tree. You see, in the village, they get two champion coconut tree climber. Banana goat and planting goat. See them two? Them and own a coconut tree at Buxton. But them that are thief coconut, them are the master coconut thief. They are the known coconut thieves of Buxton. Banana goat and planting goat. You see when them fly up a coconut tree, you think it's Speedy Gonzales. Them man that just walk up coconut tree. Last time I been home, I stand up a Cheryl porch. Cheryl said, come, look a banana goat at one of them. Banana or planting goat. I think one of them did. But one of them, he was walking up the tree. At by the time I take out my camera, he done reach up and come down. Them man hold on to the tree and walk up. Well, I imagine that Kwaku Anansi, fly up this tree by walking up, zup, 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 and go up at the top. And he put on his feather suit, and he crank up, and the birds are preparing to fly early morning. And when they take off, he jump off the coconut tree and start flap up his hand and his legs and so. And sure enough, he was flying. He flying. He flew behind the birds. In the wake of the birds, you know, you get the buoyancy from the air and he gone. So now, he went to Bird Cherry Island. When they landed, he landed too. Oh la la, if you see cherries. He started to eat. He eat like there was no tomorrow. He eat like a scraven by. You know them scraven children at the birthday party when they eat because the eye see everything? Yes, he was eating everything in sight. He eat until he full and he chock. And next day, he started to eat. He was eating so much, the birds started to give his side eye. Then they started saying, why are you eating so? Then, Brother Kwaku, don't eat so. Don't bother me. I come here to eat. And he started to get up his thing. He said, we don't do it so. That is how you just do it. But he said, I gonna do it. I gonna do it my way. And he started to eat down. Now the birds get vexed. They thought he was eating more than his share. And he wasn't eating fair. He wasn't eating and leaving for others. He was just cornering everything for himself. As soon as they find big cherries over there, he go over and he controlling everything. Very, very craven. So the birds weren't getting through to him. So they decided that they're going to do the best thing they know. They say, well, if you don't stop, we're going to take back your feather. He said, take back your feather? Might be you feather, but you will make the suit. I make the suit. It might be you feather, but you want to fly here. I fly here. So you are going to sit down in a corner. So the birds sat in a corner and they had a conversation. And then they just flew over and plucked out all the feathers that he got on his suit. Well, he was so, you know, in tune with himself and what he was doing and, you know, calculating of how we're going to eat the best and everything like that and was feasting, he never really realized that they had taken all the feathers. So when it was evening that weekend and time to fly back to where they came from, they all took off. He wasn't concerned because he felt like he could make it. But when the night fell and he realized, whoops, when he was about to try out his feathers, he had no feathers. And he was stuck on this island, all by himself. Imagine him on an island. He had all the food in the world because of his greediness, but he couldn't leave. Now, this is a West African story that Africans have told that have come down into the Caribbean. And we read these stories about Brother Anansi. And these are some of the stories I grew up hearing. These are trickster stories. And every time I hear them, the layers are so many. You know, it's about greed. It's about one person's individuality in a time of need. And it parallels so many things in our world and our own experiences. And when I was preparing this story, I was thinking to myself, when was the last time I heard, or if I had ever heard, of Brother Anansi ever showing regret or self-reflection about his actions and his behavior, even though he was experiencing hardships because the birds took back their feathers. It never showed where he had reckoning with his conscience to say, oh, maybe I was wrong, maybe I could do it differently. I never got that. And so I'm wondering about the teaching points of a story like this. What does it teach us about being craven? What does it teach us about our behavior in times of need or in times of hardships? Or, you know, what are we supposed to learn from this? This is just a simple story, and I think it was in our Caribbean readers in one of the grades, I think second standard or something. What do you think? Let me talk the story. Walk good.